This episode is presented by Smirnoff. We do game days. Please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York.
Do not let me forget to ask Juju about your Blizzard incident and how disgusting.
Yeah, he's not going to like that. Neither is David.
Neither is Samson either. Buzz the Tower coming up in 20 minutes, a hot news show that's totally different from the outdated and defunct and fossilized Pitch Clock. Buzz the Tower.
Pitch Clock was fun while it lasted. Now Buzz the Tower, which will not be referenced during the episode, but will be next month when we get it contractually figured out.
Buzz the Tower. Right. It's coming up in 20 minutes. David, what is your favorite baseball phrase? David Samson with us here for a reason, by the way. I owe him a bit of an apology and more of a celebration than I gave him yesterday for double the David we're about to get. David Samson has signed a new deal. He bet on himself. He cashes that bet. DraftKings cashes big bets. They've cashed the David Samson bet. You are now going to get twice as much David Samson in your life. Everybody was asking for that, right?
10 times a week?
That's 10. It's not 10 times a week, but it's 10 hours a week. And for those of you who haven't noticed, incidentally, a giant media success story. This is a crowded space. Everyone is fighting for those dollars. David Samson has a functioning business. It's part of the reason that I and we decided to do what we decided to do. Pablo Torre has a functioning business. Stugotz is going to create a functioning business out of God Bless Football. So, Samson, congratulations. Double the David. Nobody was really asking for it, but congratulations anyway.
Well, actually, the people who were asking for it are the people who write the checks. So when DraftKings approached, and really, Dan, it starts with you and what you do every day with your loyal audience. And the deal that Metal Art did with DraftKings, which you announced yesterday, I think you, in all of the bungling and anxiety that you may have over it, it is quite a nod to what you do. And what you do is you talk about your loyal audience, but that loyal audience really helps monetize an entire company.
Okay, but hold on.
And what happens is, Dan, you provide such quality and that I basically suck on your fumes.
Whoa,
and I was doing,
whoa.
Yes, I do.
Whoa.
I'm a fume sucker.
Come on.
Quality, that's what we give.
Come on. Look, the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I failed yesterday in saying that in order... Look, this has been a process. David has made a media career after his other career. It's really hard to do. This is an achievement, what he has done to be in this economy, this media economy, someone that people want and will pay more for. So salute to you on something that has been a really special achievement. You should, guys, seriously on this. David has run 7 marathons on 7 continents in 7 days. Is that a bigger achievement than this?
No.
It's really hard in the media space. It's saturated. He's carved out the sports business lane, but also he is battling something that is even tougher than a marathon. His own public persona. He is very unliked.
Yeah, well, we've laundered him. We've laundered him. We have
sports washing over here.
You say you've laundered me, Dan, but I would actually argue that in spite of some of the roadblocks you've put up, which has actually made our show better and me better at what I do because it's given me the skin to persevere. Because while, Mike, I agree that there could be a fraction of people who you're related to who are upset with the things I did all those years ago, there's a whole big audience. When Nothing Personal first started, over 90% of the audience was Florida-based, and now it's below 7%.
All right,
and while the show has grown,
I can understand why you would push back on the notion unliked, and I know that it probably gets exhausting how we frame you on the show. I just mean to the masses, because you do a national show, your name is usually associated with the ballpark, and if you run a Google search on David Samson, you're going to find some negative posts out there. So you've overcome that. I'm actually complimenting you.
We've laundered you.
Well, I appreciate the Tide Pod usage, but I would say that the most important thing when you're doing a daily show is just respecting the audience and giving the people what they want and make fun as you wish. But what people are interested in are the stories we cover. And it's not that we cover the serious story stupidly or the stupid stories seriously. That's for our friend Pablo.
Yeah.
What we do is we give a lane and an understanding to people of what's actually happening, because I did it for so many years in the industry, in the world of sports business. So I love uncovering the mysteries that surround the business of sports, and we do it every day. We did it for an hour. Now we're going to do it for 2 hours. We're going to have people calling in and involved in the show once a week. There's a new phone number, 631-377-4869. That's 631-DPS-4869. Leave a voicemail. You'll get on the show. We're going to review movies. You're going to get more coca. You're going to get guests on the show each week. So it's really exciting what you've enabled me to do. And DraftKings is obviously behind this. They see something in me and in what you provide that obviously provides value to them. And my view is we might as well keep going.
Congratulations on all of the success. Nothing Personal is the name of the podcast. And he is, right now, the leading sports business authority nationally in America. And this particular podcast isn't just sports business, but also, and this is not a small thing either, The Sporting Class with him, John Skipper, and Pablo Torre. It is the most awarded and acclaimed sports business podcast listened to by other executives as well. So David Samson is clearly climbing in the business, but are we a roadblocker or we're the source of your fume sucking? Because it can't be both of those things.
Well, no, you have turned from roadblocker to fume sucker. So here's how it worked.
You're
Dan.
the fume sucker.
Well, it's interesting because now I view it the number of hours that we'll be providing that you may be sucking on some of our fumes as well. We're mutual fume suckers.
No. Suck your own fumes. How disgusted, David, would you be by the things that have happened here today? Chris Cody was eating a Blizzard and he dropped the plastic spoon at his feet in that studio back there where people have been standing for 2 years with their sneakers and immediately picked it up without looking and put it back in his cup. Tell me what your thoughts on this are as a germaphobe.
You throw the spoon away and start over. There's no way, Chris, you actually did that.
Yeah, he did do that. Here's the video proof. Yes, here's the video proof right here. Yes, he just put it right back in there after dropping it. And the question to you is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how disgusting is this for you?
That's a solid 6. And what I'm worried about is, given the staffing of the show requirements, I'm worried that Chris is going to get sick. Because basically he just ate Jeremy's shoes.
My throat does hurt a little bit.
Yes. A lot of people are pointing out that your shirt stinks as well. I don't think that. That's not me. I'm not saying that. It's
a great shirt.
I'm simply.
I love how much David loves all his shirts. Anytime we do this, he's like, "What are you guys talking about?"
The shirt is loud. The shirt is indisputably loud. But I'm the vessel here. I'm not. This is not my opinion. I'm used to how you dress.
The end of his sleeves. That's just ridiculous looking, man.
Well, I appreciate what you're saying. That said, if you're comparing my dress to LeBatard's, we're not even in the same universe. The guy's a schlepper.
Wow. Going at you, Dan.
You think you're high fashion society compared to me right now?
Oh, wow.
Dan, I think it's more self-evident than the sunrise.
Is it? All right. Well, you famously have bid on celebrity pieces of wardrobe, glasses, shirts. Which episode of Modern Family did you get this one from Cam?
This is actually bought off the rack online, 40% off Robert Graham, and you yourself can get this shirt and look the way I look if you so choose.
Do you guys realize that if we gave him one of Cam's actual shirts, it would be like you were termite fumigating a tented home?
Be a tarp from Pro Player.
What are you doing to Cam?
It's not Cam. I'm doing it to David. It's David. I'm doing it too. Small. It's David. It's not Cam. Cam's.
What's your best tarp story from Pro Player? Any fun ones? Anybody get caught in it? Any dangerous things?
Oh, can we look at the groundskeeper that flicked off the camera yesterday?
Nothing Personal is the name of the podcast. Congratulations. We're not doing show around David Samson. We were just simply here to salute and celebrate something I failed to do yesterday because it really is an achievement. David, before you get out of here, just explain it to people because our fans, guys, felt a little remiss in not maybe understanding what yesterday's announcement and announcements, as it should have been with his show, actually mean. It means that after leaving ESPN and betting on ourselves, we are a unit that sets industry standards for what it is that you can be paid for doing this daily, and bills better than anyone in the sports podcast stream, because our audience is so loyal that we have proven, no matter how you do the metrics today, that audience comes with us and every single day. And I don't believe, because sports media is covered so poorly, that people actually understand what was just done here and what the achievement is in it, in this media climate, to set industry standard on what deals can be when you grab your own independence and you have the power of your own things. And one of those things is the audience, and that audience is the most loyal in the game.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to tout your own horn the way I'm about to, because what you just said, people overlook. Anyone can have a microphone, anyone. But to actually have an opportunity to have a partner like DraftKings and have them give the support that they give to you and your show, and then basically the shows in your orbit like my show and like Pablo's show, that's significant. And what you need are people who grind the way you do every day, doing a show, delivering to the audience. And I learned from you to do the same thing. And my background in baseball, where you play every day, you show up no matter what. Kids' graduations, forget it. There's a show to do, you do it. And that's what you do every day. And you get rewarded for that with a loyal audience. And when you have that, you get rewarded with a deal, really an all-encompassing deal like DraftKings offered, that you accepted and then that I accepted as well with you. It really is a credit to the whole staff of Meadowlark and to you as the conductor of what you call a train of chaos and I call a train of beauty.
So this is a bit too much, and I like train of chaos much better than train of beauty. I don't need train of beauty here. Also, it's toot your own horn, not tout your own horn. But Mike, to the degree that you've been helping wherever it is and everywhere you have been on business development, the business of this deal that our audience may know, but the broader sports audience doesn't know, is that DraftKings has allowed us to do something very few people can do, because they're partnering with us in a much bigger, more substantive, and genuinely soulful way. Genuinely soulful. Imagine that, around the gambling dollars, because it's important to them to make sure our independence stays what it is. And it's important to them to see how easy it is for our sponsors to be taken care of when we send our audience to our sponsors.
Yeah, we have a very special, loyal audience that, we were talking about Conan O'Brien earlier in the week, and someone texted me thanking me for that segment. They were a big Conan O'Brien fan, and they drew parallels to Conan's career and our career. Now, that's very high praise. But much like Conan, we've been at a lot of places over the course of our 20-year run. And we've had partners like Miller Lite that have been with us for most of these 20 years. We've also had audience that remember listening to us on an AM radio dial and wherever we were available, popping up on a Twitch stream every 17 days or so. They've stuck with us. And for DraftKings to recognize that, continue to put their faith in us in an evolving media landscape as we continue to learn on the fly. We're long in the tooth, and we're constantly learning new things and tweaking and putting our audience through a lot of tests. And it's not meant to be made as hoop jumping, but some of them may feel that they have jumped through hoops to continue following us because they've been passionate. You can't replicate this. You can't just put this together. They've tried in previous time slots. We've seen it. You just put two people together and think that you can make magic like this for 20 years, and it's not necessarily the case, and we're very committed to the work. And I'm really proud of what you said in the statement that I read about touting this partnership in particular, because we are a very opinionated show. We are not easy, and we've had a lot of stops, and I've heard the feedback on the way out. DraftKings likes that about us. They allow us to be free. They're as non-invasive of a partner as we've ever had. And I can't thank them enough for that.
It is funny. It really is funny to say, David, and I'm just going to keep saying this because it's hard to get the support of people these days that just stays with you. Just look, even around the FU money where it's Bezos and tariffs, like, it's hard to get people who back you with their money and then say, nah, we see what just happened. We see that you guys, with this freedom, actually deliver on what it is that you said you were going to bring us, and now they back us again. David, how do I say this? Because I really don't know. You've been involved with some of the business of this.
This is navel gazing.
It is, but we
want to keep the audience.
Yeah, we want to keep them.
Okay, I'll stop.
Throw
then.
them in like a would you attend their funeral type of game.
All right, let's do that.
Let's get wacky.
James
Okay.
Larden.
Yeah, we're back.
All right, sorry, my bad. I didn't realize. Why didn't you play the Magic Creative Content or something? I thought you had devices for this shit.
Happy music.
It's time to play. I don't think we actually have a voice behind this.
Would
You attend their funeral.
David, you've been the best ever to play this game. You are quite simply the Tom Brady of this game because you answer honestly, to your own personal detriment, I may add. Dan's second best. He's forever changed his relationship with Michael Kay. So, your first question for would you attend their funeral? Would you attend former Marlins first baseman Mike Jacobs' funeral?
No.
He
like
hit
Mike
30. He hit
because-
30 home runs for you.
And he was almost Jewish.
Yeah,
So that counts.
Wait a minute,
How
what?
is one
What?
almost?
Would you have gone to his funeral if he was Jewish?
Wait, what?
It might have helped.
Oh, we honored him on Jewish Heritage Day because the last name's Jacob, so you can get away with it. But of course, he's not Jewish, but no one needs to know that.
Wait a second.
And so-
What?
So he's Jewish.
He's very much ish.
You honored a player on Jewish Heritage Night that was not Jewish, and
But
you
he
talked
had a
about
Jewish
this.
name.
So wait. Wait.
He had a Jewish name.
Wait.
He whimpers out of the side of his face.
So you talked about this beforehand. Was the assumption made that he was Jewish?
You
when he
knew?
Wasn't? You knew that he wasn't.
I knew he put the G in Goyim. Of course I knew he wasn't Jewish.
So that's a fraud on the.
Why'd you go through
That's
with that?
fraud.
What? Because, wait a minute. Wait, what? Because when you announce Jewish Heritage Day and like a bobblehead of Mike Jacobs, everyone's like, oh my God, you have a great Jewish player. And we're like, yeah, he's hitting 30 bombs. He's part of our young core. It's a great idea to honor him and to celebrate
But he's
Jewish
not- but
Heritage
he's not-
Night.
but he's not.
Oh, I forgot. He goes to church on Sundays.
So you were
That's
just
insane.
trying to trick all of the Jewish people in South Florida into having a new favorite player named Mike Jacobs just because his name is Michael Jacobs?
Well, listen, yeah.
So yes is
Wow.
the answer. Amazing.
But David, that is fraud. You understand that
Wait a minute. Well, hold on. Stop using legal words that you may not understand. I did not commit fraud upon anybody. No one bought a ticket saying, but for Mike Jacobs being Jewish, I wouldn't buy this ticket. That is not the case
that's
at all.
false advertising.
How was he presented?
Well, he
on
never
this day?
Put him
said
in a
he's
Jewish star and a
Jewish.
kippah
How was he presented on the Jewish Heritage Night?
as our starting first
Why?
baseman.
But why? Why was he on there?
Because that's who we were honoring. I wasn't going to honor, Marty Gomez.
You know what? In talking this out, I'm pretty sure you should attend Mike Jacobs' funeral.
That's a real player, by the way. That's Marty Gomez is playing second for these Marlins.
Next up, Tommy Hutton, former, occasional
Current.
current Marlins color analyst.
I wouldn't, but I will send a note to his family. He's noteworthy,
Thoughtful.
but not attendance worthy.
Noteworthy, literally
Flowers.
noteworthy, literally. But
No,
it's
not flowers.
not
No flowers. What
No,
about
that's a different level.
What about his longtime partner, former Marlins TV play-by-play man Rich Waltz?
Noteworthy.
So just
Len Casper, flowers.
It's-
Boog, flowers.
Oh, you don't attend Boogs?
Probably not. I love Boog, but
Oh,
I mean,
no, you
listen,
don't.
it would
I think
have
that
to
means
be
you
the most
don't.
No, it
convenient
means
thing fit
weren't
between
terrible.
shows, but no.
Oh no.
Javi Vasquez.
No, I would tweet about it saying, "Hey, thank you."
Tweet about it.
Good
Is that
job.
because he did not have that dog in him?
Treat worthy.
It's because he ended up working for the Players Union, and so we had some great times going at each other after we were on the same team.
Is there a spot between flowers and note? Is there some tier between those
Donation?
two things?
I love where your head's at. Yes, there's a phone call to the living.
Oh wow.
Note, phone call, flowers, then attendance.
Former.
Oh, there's another level. Thank God, COVID. The virtual attendance.
Thank God, COVID.
Yeah.
That's when you can zoom into the funeral from your own home.
Thank God.
So that's another level
Thank
before you
God.
attend the actual.
We all attended Stugotz's mom's funeral that way.
Thank God,
I
COVID.
cannot believe how good this game turned out with this list. I wasn't feeling.
Should we go back to navel gazing or
Form-
just stay here?
Former Marlins Twitter account Logan Morrison.
I will go to his funeral.
I've got an addendum to this. Boog Shambi's funeral, David, that you're not going to. I'm going.
Yes, you have to go.
Yeah, are you revealing that you're friends with Boog?
Buzz the Tower. No, I thought that would lure David to a funeral to get out of the house. Buzz the Tower is next.
Welcome to the Pitch Clock. Here's the pitch. A 2-part baseball segment
combining a nostalgic baseball trivia game and an interview with an expert.
This is the Pitch Clock.
Baseball time. How, what? Pitch Clock is back. Can't wait to get started. We'll have our 2025 MLB expert with us in just a moment, but I'm coming off a victory in trivia, so I'm feeling good, but also I know that means more likely than not I'm about to experience a loss. It's myself, it's Chris Cody, and that means Taylor Vipolis is here. Taylor, our trivia game for today. Let's get it rolling.
We're going to do the baseball card game where I'm going to give you a player from 2005. You have to say whose opening day lineup they were in.
Taylor, who do you want to go first here?
Chris Cody, first name, Rafael Palmeiro.
I mean, there's clearly just two choices here. I'm going to go with my gut and go with the Texas Rangers.
He was not a Texas Ranger.
Was Rafael Palmeiro a Baltimore Oriole in 2005?
Obviously, if it wasn't a Ranger,
He was a Baltimore Oriole.
Yeah, baby. All right, time to potentially take a 2-0 lead in round one. Let's see. Taylor, what's my question?
Sean Green, Jeremy.
Oh, no. Because I feel like there's an obvious answer where he played most of his career. And I feel like that's the place where I want to say, but I feel like you're throwing me off on purpose. But maybe he got traded mid-season. I'm just going to stick with it because I don't know if Chris will know the other ones. So I'll say the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Damn it!
Even though I know I'm wrong.
Where did he go?
He was not a Dodger.
He wasn't a Dodger. I have another one I'm going to write it down because I have it in my head.
Every team I'm picturing is a blue team, but it's just because I'm picturing him in the goddamn
in the Dodgers uniform.
the New York Mets.
That's the team I wrote down. Is it right?
He was not a Met in 2005. He was in the Diamondbacks opening day lineup.
You are such a dick for putting that. That is such a dick move right there.
So it's a 1-0 lead after one round of this game. Round two,
Not
Chris,
cool.
you're up.
Not cool.
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa. Where the hell did he get traded to? Whatever, Cubs.
He was not a Cub in 2005. Jeremy, chance to steal.
Okay, so at the end of his career, I know where he played, but I don't know if there was a spot in between. I'm actually going to go with the same guess as I had before. Was he an Oriole?
Chris, he got double Orioles.
You got double Oriole.
He was an Oriole.
Double stuffed Oriole. 2-0.
All the easy ones.
My guess now?
Richie Sexton.
Now I know what game he's playing here. I know the team he wants you to say, and I know where he went.
Oh,
next.
that's funny.
Finally.
Oh, you do? Okay. All right. I know a team that he was on, and it's the only one that I can think of at the moment. So I'm just going to say it, and I think I'm handing you a point here. I'm going to say Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, I mean, that's the team he was known for.
But then he got traded,
if
right?
you say yes and gave him one when he was on the Brewers, this is just you.
Was he on the
being
Brewers?
insurance.
Was he on the Brewers? Was he on the Brewers?
He was not on the Brewers.
On the Seattle Mariners.
Seattle Mariners is correct.
Yes.
All right, 2-1 game. That's honestly, Chris, good. That was well done. Back for a second week in a row. I believe our first ever repeat guest back-to-back weeks. It's Adnan Virk, our go-to 2025 MLB analyst. Adnan, thank you for being here. We're going to get right into this here because we're approaching the very end of the month of May. We're past Memorial Day, and that's normally a time where you can take account of the standings and have some real takeaways about where this season is headed. So in the American League, it's the Yankees, Tigers, and Mariners leading their divisions. In the National League, it's the Phillies, Cubs, and Dodgers. First, the American League standings. You take a look. What is it that you see that stands out?
Well, first of all, I'm a freelancer right now with Metal Arc Media, so never apologize for having me on back-to-back. You're like, I'm not going to call you for 5 weeks. I go, no, please call me every week. I'm looking to get every dollar I can. So always a pleasure to catch up with you, buddy. When I look at the standings, the first thought to me is that the New York Yankees have the largest division lead of any team right now in Major League Baseball. They're 7 games up right now in the AL East, and I feel like they're going to run away with it, right? The Red Sox, they're not a good team. They've lost 5 straight games. They're 400, 500. The Jays are too inconsistent. The Rays aren't that good. And the Orioles are the worst team right now in perhaps the American League, aside from the Chicago White Sox. So I think the Yankees are going to run away with it. They've won 16 of 20 since May 6th. They lead the AL in win percentage, runs scored. They're second in ERA over that span, and they particularly mash against left-handed pitchers. Last night facing Yusei Kikuchi, they only win the game 1-0, but 866 OPS against lefties. Paul Goldschmidt's 533 against lefties. Judge has an 11-11 slug against them. Volpe's fifth right now in doubles. Ben Rice quietly has the fifth hard hit rate of any player in baseball, by only the bigger names like Ohtani and Judge you'd expect. And, of course, they're pitching. Schmidt last night, 6 strong innings. Fried, for me, is going to win the Cy Young. Without Garrett Cole, those guys haven't missed a beat. Even the struggles of Devin Williams have been able to hide because of Weaver and Mark Leiter Jr. So Yankees look like a juggernaut right now in the American League.
With the Orioles being maybe one of the greatest surprises in the opposite direction, struggling so much, that division does look like something the Yankees will run away with. And the pitching has really been the thing that galvanizes you if you're a Yankee fan, that excites you, because without Garrett Cole, we all anticipated that would be a disaster. But let's look at the National League now. What are your biggest takeaways when you examine what those standings look like?
So the positive when I look at the Chicago Cubs, and I called PCA as my breakout star of the year because I met him in spring training. I love the guy. He's got stars in his head. I go, how am I out room for this guy? And he's been awesome. And we knew his defense was good. Plus 23 outs above average since the start of last season. That's the best in all of baseball. But also his offense, of course. I mean, he's slugging over 600, and he's got 51 RBI, which is amazing. 49 RBI, excuse me. Seiya Suzuki has 51, his teammate. That's like the quietest 51 RBI in baseball. Suzuki's single-season career high is 74. Only Aaron Judge and Ohtani have more extra base hits than him this season. So Suzuki leads in RBIs. I haven't even mentioned Kyle Tucker, of course, is one of the great hitters in our game and has done so much for that lineup. And Dansby Swanson, over the last month, his OPS went from 560 to 760. He's now back to being the above-average player that he should be. And Chicago looks really good right now, man. Like, only the Brewers and the Rays have more steals than the Cubs. So just slugging it. They're actually a fast team that has power and has all those different dimensions. Like I said, PCA right now is making a push for MVP. He's leading in WAR. I worry about their pitching a little bit. I do think the Cardinals will hang around. Cardinals have more balance than the Cubs. That should be a great rivalry in the Central. But, yeah, Cubs looking legit. That's good for baseball to have them back, potentially as division champion.
First guess goes to Chris here. So, Chris, who are you going to have to guess, I guess? Taylor, tell us.
Hell of a
that was
right
a bad
there.
toss.
Wow.
Taylor, tell us who Chris is going to talk about.
The fifth name up, Chris. Carlos Pena.
God. 05, I'm going to say that he left the team he was with first and got paid by the Detroit Tigers.
Chris levels it up. It's
Yeah.
2-2. Jeremy, your name is Jeff Kent.
Well, I am in my bag right now.
Okay.
Just in my bag.
Where did he go next?
Oh, it's so clear where he went.
Where did he go next?
Similar color to the Dodgers.
Don't
think,
do
think
no,
similar
no,
color
no,
scheme.
no. Wait a minute.
Think the same color scheme.
Well,
Orange,
now you
brown.
just okay. Hold on. You said Dodger. You really are
said
throwing me off.
Dodgers.
You said similar color to the Dodgers,
No,
but
I
then you're
didn't.
talking orange brown. Yeah.
Did I say the
think,
word Dodgers?
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Maybe-
we roll the
am I-
tape.
Similar color to the Dodgers.
Similar color to the Dodgers.
I'm gonna say Dodgers.
What a miss.
Did I actually say Dodgers? You did.
Similar color to the Dodgers.
What a win. I don't have any
Oh
other excuse.
God, 3-2 after 3 rounds. Holy.
Blaming Dan for that one.
Round 4, Taylor. Who is the player that Chris is going to speak about?
Nomar Garciaparra.
Dodger.
He was not a Dodger.
He was a Chicago Cub.
He was a Cub.
All right, it's a 4-2 lead, and now the player comes to me.
Nick Swisher.
Whoa. Oh, man, there's 3 teams that are in my head. He wasn't there until later. I'm going to say Nick Swisher was a Chicago White Sox. That's wrong. Right?
He was not a White Sox.
Damn.
Chris Cody, chance to steal.
Is it the Guardians? Or is it the Reds? I feel like he was a Yankee late in his career, so this might be too early, but I'm going to go Yankees.
He was not a Yankee.
Was he a Brave?
He was not a Brave. Oakland.
Oakland. Damn, it just clicked. All right, that's okay. It's still a 4-2 lead after 4 rounds. Chris
Who will I talk
is up
about next?
to speak now.
Larry Walker.
Cardinal.
He was a Cardinal.
Taylor, who do I speak of now?
Adrian Beltre.
Oh, no.
Another
Three
in my
teams.
bag.
3 teams
I'm
immediately
not
came
going
to
to
my head.
say the team name mistakenly this time.
3 teams immediately came to my head.
I know all three. You don't know all three teams?
The Texas Rangers.
He was not a Ranger.
No, that was too early.
He was a Mariner.
No! You're not going to do Dodgers? Not going to do Dodgers? He's playing the other team this guy played for.
Let's move on to a team that we haven't highlighted yet, and I've been trying to avoid talking about every single week on the pitch clock, but they refuse to let me because Tarek Skubal had one of the greatest singular pitching performances we've ever seen in the regular season. It's a complete game. It's a shutout. It's 13 strikeouts. It's under 100 pitches. It's the greatest Maddox in the history of Major League Baseball. The most strikeouts ever in one of those games. Oh, and the final pitch was 102.6 miles an hour. So I ask you, Adnan, Tarek Skubal, with what he's doing, coming off the Cy Young season last year, being as dominant as he's been thus far this year, where does he rank to you amongst left-handed pitchers this century? So in the 21st century, where are we putting Tarek Skubal at this point? Because to me, he's really climbing up that list.
If he wins the Cy Young again this year and goes back-to-back, and I can't imagine him slowing down barring an injury, I mean, a triple crown a season ago, that's awfully tough to top, and he's able to do it, it feels like right now. I'm glad you mentioned the match, particularly the efficiency. To me, when you're under 100 pitches, like that does so much for your rotation. And honestly, the Detroit rotation in general has been so buoyed by having other guys now complementing Skubal. Before it was Skubal in bullpen games all over the place. Now Flaherty's legit. Jackson Jobe, they've won 9 of the 10 games that Jackson Jobe has started this year. Obviously, Casey Mize has been better this year, and their offense now is much, much better. Riley Green looks like he's legit. Torkelson's had a huge comeback. Javi Baez is the comeback player of the year. So the Tigers, I mean, they feel like a legit team. And again, that's the other story right now in the American League is that they are the team to beat in the Central. You know, the Twins, even with that incredible run that they've had, they still haven't been able to catch Detroit because they had such a bad start. And you're right, man. Skubal, when he's pitching, it's win day. He's must-see TV.
All right. Time for our golden era star of the week. I've got 2 guys for you. I have a feeling I know which direction you're going to go. We've got Cal Raleigh of the Seattle Mariners or Corbin Carroll of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Both guys out west having really, really good seasons.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cal Raleigh, man. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's the big kahuna, the big short, or the big Lebowski. I'm going to go with the big dumper because this guy, unbelievable, buddy. 58 home runs he's on pace for, which would shatter the record by Salvio Perez, which was 47 by a catcher, which was set just a few years ago. Johnny Bench is the greatest catcher of all time. The most home runs he hit in a year was 45, so it looks like Raleigh's going to obliterate it. 8 home runs in 26 games at T-Mobile Park. He had 11 in 77 games last year. So much for not being able to hit in Seattle. He's proven that you can do so, and if he gets one more home run, he's going to have his 4th 20-home run season in his first 5 seasons. You're talking about a list with only Mike Piazza and Roy Campanella as catchers who have done that. And you and I can appreciate the nerdy aspects of it. His pitch framing is outstanding. He's among the top 4 catchers. The other guys are guys known for their defensive prowess, like Hedges and Alejandro Kirk. But he's right there with them in terms of pitch framing. He's top 5 in caught stealing percentage. He's a gun for an arm. His catcher ERA is one of the best in baseball. Again, he's catching that great staff in Seattle, but you see the numbers. They improve when Raleigh's behind the plate. He knows how to settle down guys like George Kirby can be a little bit mercurial. Logan Gilbert's one of the best pitchers in baseball. And you see the emergence of Wu and obviously once they get back Miller. So when you add it all up, he's the best catcher in baseball.
Something about guys in baseball with the name Cal, with the last name starting with an R. Something about that works. Cal Raleigh may be destined for some real greatness like Cal Ripken Jr. We'll see, but it's been an incredible start to his season. And Adnan, as always, it's great having you here on the Pitch Clock. Let's head back to our game between me and Chris. All right, last round. Taylor, tell Chris who to speak of now.
Name me.
Give me a name.
Alou.
Moises
Alou.
3, he was in left field. So Bartman. See, I'm doing this color thing again. So I'm like,
I'm doing
wanna
the same
say
thing you
Giants,
are.
But then I, for some reason, picture him as an Astro late in his career. So I'm going to go Astros. Astros. Moises Alou.
He was not an Astro.
Giants.
He was.
Yes! Did you know that? I knew he wasn't an Astro.
No, but like before I said.
No, I had Giants written down. Who is the name of which I will be bespoken?
The name, Edgar Renteria.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Incorrect.
Getting this right here.
Where was he in 05? Oh, maybe.
Write it down. And then in the team that I'm going to say for Edgar Renteria, because he played outside of the Marlins and then the Cardinals, we are going to say that Edgar Renteria also played for the Boston Red Sox.
It is the Boston Red Sox.
What? No! Is it? Is it? I swear to God, I just got Is it?
It is the
Oh
Red
my
Sox.
God!
I can't believe
That
you just
I
pulled
just
that out.
hit a roulette ball.
I can't believe
That is a
1 out of 28.
I just guessed.
ridiculous.
I just guessed.
It's a tie game.
I just guessed.
I had, for what it's worth, I had Texas. I did not think it
I
was
was
the
just
Red
picturing
Sox.
red, but I was like, obviously I'm doing the Cardinals.
This is insane. And by the way, another 2, right? Or is this going to be sort of a sudden death scenario? Not another round. This will just be
Then
sudden
someone
death.
gets the advantage if we only do.
This is going to be a sudden death scenario.
So is
Where
it what?
I'm gonna
First
give-
one
I'm-
to get it?
I'm going to give you guys a category. You're going to write down your answers. Closest number takes it home.
Terrific. Let's do this.
John Franco career saves.
John Franco career saves.
So I'm gonna start with like a 5 or 6, right? You think? I'm good.
Okay, me too.
Jeremy, reveal your number first.
My number is 317.
Oh, we're gonna have a good one. This is gonna be interesting.
Oh,
369.
We're both right near each other again, just like Jeter. I swear to God, if you get this again.
Chris Cody.
Yeah, baby.
424.
Yeah,
424.
What a
saves
comeback,
for John
Edgar
Franco.
Renteria. Edgar Renteria, Red Sox. What a moment.
That was heartbreaking.
Just guessed.
John Franco, dead to me.
Folks out there in the audience, temperature's starting to turn up a little bit. That means a lot of you and your families and your friends are going outside, having a perfect grill day, maybe out by the pool. Now, imagine yourself, grill side. Your veggies, your meats, they're all prepped, ready to go. Kids running around in the background. Lawn, perfectly manicured to perfection. It all sounds pretty great. This sounds like a good time. Now you make that good time a Miller time, because it is all made better with a white can in your hand of that beautiful Miller Lite. Celebrating its 50th anniversary, Miller Lite. Almost 20 years have they been partnered with our show, making your good times Miller times every time out. There's just something about a perfect grilling day. Sun's out, friends show up, that first sip of Miller Lite, it just hits different. I've been stocking the cooler with Miller Lite for years on these grilling days, and for good reason. It's brewed for taste, and it's only 96 calories and 3.2 grams of carbs. This year, Miller Lite turns 50. That's 5 decades of cookouts, laughs, and ice-cold moments that never miss. It's the original light beer, and it's still my go-to. Great beer, great times. Grill on. Miller Lite. Great taste. 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller Lite. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
All right, it's time for Thursday Thunder, presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Yeah, it is.
Juju,
Yours.
go ahead.
Welcome back to Thursday Thunder. Shouts out to everybody who bet Thursday Thunder last week and became billionaires because we struck gold finally after a long drought. This week, we're going to try to replicate that greatness. First leg, Michael Jalen Brunson is going to have to show up for the Knicks tonight. So I'm going over 29.5 points for my brother Jalen Brunson because they're going to need him. Second leg, I'm going with the assassin, the instigator, Benedict Mathurin. You feel me? Over 6.5 points for him because I think that, wow, what a thunderous thunder.
Tremendous thunder.
I think he's going to be needed. He found something last game, and I think he's going to stick with it. I think he's going to give us at least 6.5 points tonight. Last leg, Tyrese Halliburton, over 9.5 assists. Oh, wait. Oh, it wasn't lighted.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't good timing.
Sometimes there's a delay. You know how that works.
Yeah, sometimes that does happen. You can't predict these things.
Storm's still far away.
Over 9.5 assists for Tyrese Halliburton. He's going to be dishing and diming. Dropping dimes, dropping dimes.
For those of you who have not been following Juju and friends pop up after playoff games, they've been doing a great job on his Alley-Oop show post-game live after fun basketball games. So check them out tonight on YouTube, Saturday on YouTube. Before I go any further, though, the boldest take of the week. I have not done this yet this week, and forgive me for a second, Juju, before we get to today's topicry. Play for me, please, the boldest take of the week. You guys have increased the standard around here. There are now expectations for this thing. Let me hear what we've got this week.
The Boost Mobile boldest take is presented by Boost Mobile, the newest 5G network in the country. You can call 305-486-GOTZ, G-O-T-Z. That's 305-486-4689.
Hey, this is Paul on the mobile. First time, long time. Anybody who wants their toaster on less than a 4 setting doesn't actually want toast. I'll hang up and listen.
Hello, this is Josh from my couch. Encores at concerts are a waste of time. Just play the songs without going backstage.
Hey, it's Dan calling on a Play School phone. It's harder to clean up pancakes than it is to make them. That's all I got.
You got the French on D. You got the French on D. When Karl Malone is coming straight ahead. And Shaq is dropping dunks on your head. Yeah, just remember what your old pal said. Yeah, you got the French on D. Yeah, you got the French on D.
Hey, this is Chris from Texas. My bold take is ketchup is for kids. I'll hang up and listen.
Hey, Isaiah calling from Las Vegas. Can we talk about the collusion among hot dog companies and hot dog buns? Hot dogs are sold in a pack of 10. Buns are sold in a pack of 8, forcing you to buy 2 packs, spending more money. We got to get to the bottom of this. I'll hang up and listen.
Hey, it's Ryan on the mobile. This is my limited take. Greg Cody singing Houdini by Dua Lipa. I come and I go. Tell me all the ways you need me. I'm not here for long. Catch me or I go. Who needs me?
More Rafe LaFrentz songs, please. 305-486-GOTZ.
Love that music.
305-486-GOTZ. Is that elevator music or waiting room music? What is that?
I think isn't not the same.
Is it? All right, put it on the poll at LeBatard Show. Is elevator music the same as waiting room music?
I'm in the dentist right now, and I'm about to be called.
I have failed. Do me a favor, Chris, please. Just reach out to Tim Kirkchin and David Samson and ask them both, have they ever farted on a plane? I messed up by not asking them earlier in the show. Juju, do you have any thoughts on how disgusting Chris Cody is with everything that happened with the blizzard earlier?
Bruh, Hawk said it best. I know he's a showman. Like, hats off to my brother for being a showman. Show comes first. No business like show business. But why did you dip it in your mouth before dipping it back in the blizzard? It's like you said, you know what? Let me get these germs out of the way first. Now it's back blizzard time. Of course I'm disgusted. I don't even use spoons that come out of the pack. So, but I love my brother. Look at this. Holy moly.
Do I go back? I don't go back into the blizzard before I eat it.
The thought process was, ooh, that fell on the floor. Let me clean this off before I put it
Yeah,
in
you
my
know what,
mouth.
though? In
Wow.
Chris's defense, if
Thank
he
you.
just cleans it off the one time, he's getting the germs once. But if he sticks it back in the blizzard, who knows how many times he's going to have to go back to the germs
That's what I was
over and
thinking.
over
But he
again.
That's what
got
I was thinking.
all the germs, Jeremy.
Right, and Jeremy can't be your ally.
I'm doing the
after
best
that
I can.
Game debacle with him sticking his
finger.
finger
I
in
was
his
trying to
mouth.
get out of here without that happening. Can we at least agree that's the second most egregious thing that we've
No,
had
see,
happen?
Here, this is what the point that Juju's making that is the correct one, okay, is that if you go without looking straight from floor to mouth, what you have now done is run the risk of whatever fuzz was on that is now just in your mouth. At least if you put it in the blizzard first, perhaps you'll see there is now fuzz in a ruined blizzard and not continue eating. But if you do it now, just fuzz in your mouth without blizzard, it's not just foul because it's just fuzz without blizzard. And the blizzard is delicious. You've also got fuzz in your mouth.
Chet home fries.
CD Lamb just works. But yeah, brother, just Chris, straighten up. I still love you no matter what. If you my dirty, disgusting brother.
Juju, for those who did not see Alley-Oop last night, for those who have not checked in on Alley-Oop, what would have been the best of the analysis, or what have you not said about OKC and how overwhelming OKC is? I guess people are going to blame Ant, but like I was saying, that's done to him. That's not something that he's choking on. That's done by a defense that's going to do that to every remaining thing there is in the sport until something becomes stronger so that it can beat him.
Right. I think that how y'all asked last week, will Julius Randle be a Hall of Famer?
Ridiculous.
I take that back 100%. I said yes. Absolutely not. He won't sniff the Hall of Fame.
Look, I've rarely been as embarrassed as I was that our show didn't check that more aggressively. In the history of sports takes around here, the fact that it loosely got through here, Julius Randle might be a Hall of Famer, is as embarrassing a thing as has ever been tolerated around here.
I actually need to issue an apology for having issued an apology.
Asinine.
I apologized to David Samson either last week or the week before, saying that his Julius Randle basketball take was... you know what? In the end, he might have been right. Maybe it was a basketball move with Cat. And I apologize to him for that. And I completely take it back. I apologize for the apology, the audience.
Juju, tell me, when I say worst takes in the history of takes, that ranks all-time top 10 dumbest shit ever said around
grab
here.
that audio? Because everybody, I thought I was taking crazy pills. Everyone's like, yeah, you don't know the last 3 games. That definitely puts him in there.
Amin was in on that. Amin was in on that.
You were there too. You didn't stop him.
No, but I had regret.
No one stopped him.
I was there. No, but I was just shell-shocked. My excuse is that I'm shell-shocked, and I think I even threw it to you. Mike, you said Julius
I was on the
Randle,
right side of history.
You said he's trash.
Yes, I'm on the right side of history, folks.
Hall of Famer.
Right. Him and Terry Rozier might not have been right on both of those cases, and I was wrong as hell.
I texted Tim Kirkchin. Have you ever farted on a plane? Any guesses on his response?
I'd say no.
I'll say yes.
Roy?
No.
Mike?
Yes.
Juju?
Every chance he gets.
He's farted. Yes. The response? Yes.
Wow.
Just the word yes, which was delightful.
Are you going to give him a number?
Hell yeah.
Do you
Thunderclap me, Roy.
It wouldn't sound like
No, TV and Roy. Thunderclap me.
And I just texted David Samson. Have you ever farted on a plane? We're not going to play that game again. He said yes.
Thunderclap me.
He said yes. He's farted on a plane. That's crazy. See, everyone farts on a plane.
Any other basketball thoughts, or can we move on to the polls, Juju?
Yes, last thought from the Timberwolves. They made it exactly as far as they made it last year. And Chris Finch, he had suffered an injury during the playoffs last year, and the brother had to take over his assistant coach. I think I'm going to be the first out here to say Chris Finch will not be back as the Minnesota Timberwolves coach next year. It doesn't matter. They made it.
Hit it, Roy!
You can't allow Ant-Man to have those lackluster performances and back him up. No, sir, Bob.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Scold him.
Wait a minute.
Wait. Roy and TV. We're going to stereo Thunderclap. Ready?
Can you do it off the take, though? Can we get the timing down, right? Because I thought we were going to have a Blizzard sponsorship of Chris Cody gives takes while he's eating a Blizzard. I think that would be a good sponsorship. But can you bring together the take, Juju, that you're giving us, which is the greatest Minnesota Timberwolves team there has ever been is going to fire its coach? Like, can you give us the take, and then Mike and Chris will come together, and we will have sponsorship merging.
Yep. The greatest Minnesota Timberwolves team that we have ever seen in the history of the world will fire their coach this offseason. Bet it.
Woo! Come on, DraftKings. Got to figure out a way to give us betting odds on this one.
Showman.
You did say that. You mentioned that. When I was navel gazing, that's where I was headed. It was going to end with, why did we do it all? So Chris Cody could be a showman. didn't let me get there.
Update for the audience. My asshole just fell out again.
Yeah, I saw that. It didn't look good. Did
not putting that one back in. It fell on the floor. That's gross.
Polls and criticism today, Juju?
Are the McCrispy strips good? And only vote if you've actually tried the McCrispy strips. 56% of the audience says no, they are not.
Hawkins said they're great, amazing, underrated.
Right. And I do understand how there are good McDonald's and bad McDonald's.
It was actually good context.
Which one?
Which one was it?
This one was a bad McDonald's. That's on me, but it's also the nearest
where
one.
was
The one
it?
on 8th Street?
Yeah,
No,
where
it was
was
on
it?
117th, the one by Hole in the Wall.
Oh, okay.
By the turnpike.
Got it. Okay.
By Caballero Woodlawn.
Caballero. I buried a lot of abuelos there.
Yeah, you did.
I don't want, you know what? Here's my thing. After I bury somebody, I do the whole thing. I understand people don't want to get cremated or religious beliefs there. I don't like going back. I put you in the dirt.
Is that Gruden?
Man, I don't like it. I don't like funerals. I don't like going back to visit. What do you do? Well, Dad. Well, I mean, come on. What are we doing? You can talk to if you're going to talk to your dad in the spiritual realm. You don't have to drive to Caballero Woodlawn to do it, right? Who's with me?
I'm also out on funerals.
Trisket Thompson.
I haven't visited my mom's grave, my grandfather's grave, and I love my grandpa. I got Bob tattooed there.
Give me a hug. Come
I
here.
don't see the appeal. No, I'm good.
You got what tattooed there?
It's Bob. It's for Sergei Bobrovsky.
When did you do that? When did you?
That was actually when my grandpa Bob was on his deathbed due to COVID. But it's the same tattoo that he got when he told me never to get tattoos. He loved it. But then I just changed it for Sergei Bobrovsky because I love him more.
Yeah. Are you flexing right now?
No. You thought I was? That's a tough angle to flex. That's how you flex right there. Yeah,
Josh Fart.
Do highlight packages only come with dubstep? 73% of the audience says yes, they do. And last poll, there's no way you were around in 69, my man.
I couldn't believe that. That escalated so quickly on Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy hit Amin with a my man, and it didn't feel right.
81% of the audience says yes. Wow. And those are your polls.
Juju, how good of an ego stroke is it when someone asks you, are you flexing when you're genuinely not? That's right. Like a top tier feeling. That's a top tier
That was
feeling.
A great alley-oop right off the glass.
Damn, I feel good. I haven't even been working out all that much lately.
Steph Curry.
Thank you.